Hey everyone, I'm here today to talk about mental illness. Now, sorry if I'm a bit shy and I stutter all over the place, but this is a sensitive subject for me because I haven't been well affected by it myself, to be honest. But overall, I've been affected by it through causes like my mother in reality, and just thought friend down to who I won't name because I want to be remain anonymous. We're not whatever that word is, but we want to remain that just so they don't want to be named for it, obviously, and you can totally respect privacy. Now, basically, all I want to do today is just enlighten you with some mental illness, you know, misconceptions or things what I don't think should be an issue, but they are in today's society. Now, I have a couple of paragraphs to read out, even though I'll be paraphrasing them, only for the reason that, only for the reason that I can't use it because it's on my iPad right now, and if I go off this screen it stops recording, so sorry for that. But the first one, it actually comes from my mother. Now my mother, she's a very kind, wonderful woman, and she's gone through a fair share of depression. Now, she don't mind me using her name, so her name is Deborah Stokes. She's my mother, she's one of the best mothers ever. And she went through a time battling anxiety and depression. She has the pills to prove it, and she's had the sad moments as well to prove it. Now, that is really sad. But one thing you should never get down about this is that anyone with anxiety and depression can be helped. As much as they say they can't, they can. My mum's crying out of this because of my nephew what came along a year ago thanks to my brother. And my mum's been away with grandma, and because of Dalton, the nephew, she's learned to cry out of this. Anxiety and all this stuff, you know what I mean? She's going outside, she's going to the cinema, she's going to the shop. She couldn't even walk down to the shop or 5 minutes away because of this thing. And that's basically anxiety, is, social anxiety, can different forms of anxiety. People don't approve of you. You think people don't approve of you. You think that you're a menace on people. You think you're a menace on people's lives, even though you're not. But because of this, you have these mixed feelings. And one thing about mental illness, what's always caught me off guard, is that it's thought of as not a disease. It's thought of as your own made-up imagination in which you yourself are so for. It's not like that whatsoever. What it is basically is I'll put in simple terms, it's an illness of the mind which can't be cured, as easily as the common cold. People with depression, it's not sadness. Sadness is slowed down. Sadness passes, within an hour if you start feeling happy again. Depression can last for decades. If it's, if people don't care about that person, think that it's, their fault, but it isn't. Depression and anxiety can be dealt with. And my mum is one of the people who's gone through anxiety, depression, and I love her for it, I love the fact she's been able to go through this and come out stronger than she would have been, do you know what I mean? Now another one is from a woman who I can't remember if she wanted to remain anonymous. I can't say the word, but I'll leave her name out of it for this simple reason. And basically she had PTSD, all these, anxiety, social anxiety, all this, which really affected her school life, her home life, in interaction, her ability to gain friends, and people thought, oh, she's weird, she don't want to interact, but it's not that at all. It's like, if you feel like if you're in a room with 20 people, some people want to talk, some people won't. Some of the people who won't just don't want to talk yet. Imagine that, but on a bigger scale and constant. Now, I'm a person with social anxiety. I can't go out, I can't go out and socialise and all that proper well. I can talk to strangers if they talk to me first, but that's only for a short time and I stutter a lot. Now I'm on my own and that's why I'm able to talk with my dog over there, Lexa. but basically, depression and all that, PTSD, which I can't remember what that is, but if it's a mental illness, then it can really affect you. Now, there's more to my bulimia. Bulimia, that could be classed as a mental illness for the simple fact that you think that you're fat and something. You think that you're fat, or, you're eating too much. So what you do is you throw it up. You know what I mean? It's your own body going against it, because your mind thinks so. So, and what this person said at the end of the message is that everyone wants to be happy without pain, but you can't achieve. But everyone wants to rainbow. I can't remember what it is, but one for lines that everyone wants a rainbow, but you can't get it without a little rain. And I thought that was a really good message to bring across to people. The simple fact that to achieve happiness, you have to go through a bit of pain. No two ways around it. I've gone through my fair share of pain. I've lost a couple of people. I've hated a couple of people. I'm not even in talking terms with a brother. And it just really sucks, you know what I mean? I've seen my parents split up when I was 10 because of the death of a family member, basically. I won't go into too much detail because it's a bit too emotional for me. But mental illnesses, I just want to say this: we need to remove the stigma away from mental illnesses. They cannot be just said as they can't be dismissed with get better or stop feeling social awkward. Just get out there. It's not as simple as that. True, you have to push yourself, but sometimes you need help as well. And the people, say just go out there, you obviously don't know what a mental illness is. I know a teeny bit about it. I'm not the world's biggest expert, but I've learnt from my mum, and my mum is the person who has gone through it, so gotta love my mum. Now, last person, she basically said that she had depression and that within school, and basically just keep on going through the points I've mentioned previous this video, and you just get that feeling of depression within school. Can't finish your schoolwork because you feel like you're not worth it. It gets to a point where you're affecting your grades because you don't think you're worth it. Stuff like that can easily switch a person's mind, from to be honest, from doing schoolwork to suicide. Depression can happen because of bullying and all that, and because of mental illness is packed on top of that, can easily encourage suicide. Now, I have actually thought about suicide, never gone through with it, obviously, but one of the reasons I've never gone through with it is because of my friends and because of my mother. Definitely my mother. Without my mother, I don't know, to be honest. But I've always felt sad. My mum's always been there for me. She's always, being worried if I'm out too long. She's a very protective mother. And sometimes that can be a curse, but most of the time it's a gift. And that's all I have to say on this matter. If you want to learn about mental illnesses, search in something called Mind. We're a good I don't know if it's but we're a good organisation which focus on mental illnesses. We've got doctors, you can volunteer for them, you can learn a lot about it. Just learn about mental illnesses and change your mind on it. Change it to a point which should be addressed instead of a point which shouldn't be dismissed. So that's it. That's all I had to say. Oh wait, one more thing before I go is that, like I said with my mum, she had something to comfort her. I've had friends, I've had family, my mum, and one other thing. If you think you don't have any of them, I'll give you one good reason. Let me pick you up, swear. One good reason is her. She's a very cute dog, and without her, I don't know. I take her out, she cares for me. Anytime I get a bit sad, she notices as she comes straight over. She's a good girl, she really is. And that's all I have to say, to be honest. I just wanted to make this video on addressing it. Now, if any of you want to leave your questions below, and questions below, you know, about mental illnesses, if I should make another video addressing some other type of thing like this, then leave them in the comments below if you want to see another video like this. I'll link a couple of websites if I can find them to the description, just so you can find out. And just like to thank my mum and people who participated in this making of a video. Now if you can't hear me that well, I'm sorry, but I'll try and turn up the volume and that. Anyway, see ya, bye.